dark.
Let me take her off your hands. I'll make sure nothing goes wrong. Excuse me? Oh, is she a companion? I was like, what are you insinuating? Okay, that makes a lot more sense. I'm going to say that now. Let's see what happens.
I see you're unfamiliar with enemies.
I was so confused for a second.
You don't appreciate just how dangerous that could be. Are you going to tell him about your family's basement? Or should I?
How dare you use that against me?
I know it was an accident, but look what it cost you. We can't let it happen again.
While we argue among ourselves, the Dream Scourge is tearing the living lands apart. Tearing our people apart.
Maybe we can solve the Dream Scourge rashly, let cooler heads prevail.
Then we'd better do it somewhere else. Well, Governor, looks like I'm taking some time away from my duties. I'll trouble you no more.
Your request is denied, Chatta.
Ithris, wow.
I wasn't asking.
Your responsibilities are to the settlement.
I do,
Turning
funk
away
guy.
from them
What's up,
sets a
man?
precedent that I cannot allow.
Everything I have proposed has been for Fior, and you still refuse to cooperate. Under the circumstances, I don't have much of a choice.
Then neither do I. Giatta Castel, from this day forth, you are banished from Fior Messiverno.
Whoa.
Girl just got the scarlet letter.
That?
What?
Ignacy, we can't lose our brightest animancer in the middle of a crisis.
Your pupil has gone too far, Quilici.
Quilici.
Take her and leave.
I love these names, dude.
You're still a guest in my town, but to us, Giatta is an outcast.
Giada, you good?
It's a bit too soon to tell.
Governor, this is unacceptable. Your father would have kept this community together at any cost.
Don't bother, old man. He isn't his father.
Ouch.
I've done all I can for Fior Messiverno. But you haven't even tried. Now limp back to your giant house like a good dog. We should take
God
somewhere
damn,
quiet.
girl.
Meet me at my house due west by the workshop.
Okay. Whatever you say, madam. All right. We good.
Maybe we'll need to let Kai hunt more after all.
So I like her. Yeah, seems nice. It bugs me that they stand frozen in place and only turn their heads to talk. Yeah, yeah. The NPC immersion in general is not great. Like this stuff. And the other things that were they like, yeah, it's a lot. That's a bit that could use a pass. That could use a pass. Yeah. But the thing is like, because I was thinking about this, because of course we can think of the comparisons between like this and a game like Skyrim, or Fallout even, where every NPC has a cycle. So they have it. So every NPC in a creation engine game has an AI, right? Because that's built into the engine. So it's just part of the system. But in a game like this, where it's not part of the UI at all, for all these units to have their own little AIs, they don't even have like homes. There's no reason for them to have a whole system. What do you do in that case? Do you individually program every one of them for their area? Like what? Maybe you give each of them like little activities and stuff. Like the reason I'm thinking about this is I was asking myself, how would I solve this problem? And all the stuff I came up with would require either an entire new foundational system or a lot of work. Like a lot.
It did not go as I had planned.
Yeah.
What did you think would happen when you
Should
confronted
they like write code for it? Oh, of course. But I'm
Well,
just
my
thinking about like
first
how you
idea
go
was to
about
mess
it.
up his house. Maybe break a window or two.
Perhaps I should thank you for showing restraint.
KCD doesn't have this issue. That's true. That's true. They do have a like a foundational AI. Yeah, yeah, that's a good point. So, like, in a game like this, though, where not every NPC has a home to go to, not every NPC has a job to go to, like, what do you do in that case? If you don't want to give every NPC a house, if you don't want to give every NPC a place of work, because obviously they have to work with a much smaller area, right? They don't want to make a realistic city. They want to make a streamlined small city. How do you do it then? Just maybe a very simple AI where they just like move around randomly the city? Maybe? But I mean, then you'd just be able to follow them and you'd see they're just walking in circles. I don't know. I can't think of like a good way to do it, you know? There's got to be a way to do it. I'm not saying it doesn't exist. I'm just trying to think of like, what would I want? What would make me go, whoa, that's cool in this situation?
I'm sorry you had to see that. What an asshole.
Giata, some manners, if you please.
Why start now?
We're on the verge of extinction, but our governor is too busy protecting his fragile ego.
Yeah, that's a cool idea. So they would have like random little things they could do. Oh, see, now that is a cool idea. So maybe set up like 15 different activities they could do around the city, and the NPCs would like randomly go to them and do them. And when they weren't doing that, they could be like randomly pick a bench to sit at or randomly yeah, actually that could be really cool. I mean, obviously you could follow one and they'd just be bumbling around, but if you didn't do that, it would feel very alive. That's a cool idea. I like that. Yeah. And I'm trying to think if I've seen that in a game. I don't think so. But anyway, interesting stuff to think about. People in power rarely want to hear the truth. He must have his reasons. He's focusing on the wrong problems, that's for certain. Then why didn't anyone speak up for you? I like this one.
What does he know? He isn't even an animancer.
You did challenge his authority.
I know, but...
Hey, Miss Sciatica.
Curses. Without Fior Misiverno, I'm hardly even an animancer. My tools, the workshop, all gone.
Yeah, what Fallout and KCD and Skyrim have, I would call that a full life system, right? So like NPCs, they sleep, they work. I mean, hell, some of them even have them go to outhouses and stuff. Like that's like a full life system. So what we were talking about is how to emulate that in a way that's realistic in a situation where you don't have that. Like what would be the best option for that? Yeah. You're stuck to your principles. That's what matters. Yeah. Yeah, like that.
I wish I could take credit for Giata's stubbornness, but she learned that on her own.
Thanks, old man. At least now I'm free to study whatever I want. On my terms. The Dream Scourge has been a thorn in my side for too long.
Oh, also somebody is like, why is he defending Avowed on that? No, I'm not saying just having them sit around is okay. What inspired this conversation is how we were saying that's not okay. No, just having them sit there and stand doing nothing, that's literally the worst thing they could have done, unfortunately, and that's what happened. That's what they did. But I mean, I think they think that too. It's just an issue of like resources and how to make it work and all that kind of stuff. Like, obviously it's super unimmersive. So, you know, like that's what started the whole conversation. You talk like you have oh, wait, here we go. Once you've cured it, what's next for you?
A good question with a good answer. For now,
Anyway,
I shouldn't
we'll talk
bother
about
you
more
with
about
the
that later.
details. I have plans for this island, and they don't involve the Dream Scourge. But that's a story for another day.
Your parents would be proud to see such tenacity.
Anyway, listen to us babble. Let's talk about you. I never expected to see an Aedyran envoy here. You've got a lot of guts showing your face in a town full of animancers.
I look forward to working with you.
Likewise. They should be educational for us both. Our first order of business is the Dream Scourge, but I'm also curious about you. There aren't many godlike left these days.
Think there might be a connection?
Wouldn't that be a coincidence? I only bring it up because Anamancy might offer us some insight into your nature. Keep an open mind. While I pack up my belongings, you can help me by...
You alright?
I just realized this is the end. I have to leave Fior Messiverno. Forever.
For God's sakes, Quilici, say something encouraging to your pupil. Made even more awkward by the awkward pause that we're taking reading through all these options. Nothing ends. Think of it as a new beginning with new friends. No, should I do this? I feel like we need to do this. For God's sakes, Quilici, say something encouraging to your pupil.
You may not see it from this vantage, my dear, but you have outgrown these walls.
Okay, that's pretty good.
I always knew this day would come, just as I knew how much it would pain you. Please, just leave. That's all I ask.
Quilici.
Okay, that was pretty good.
I will make you
That's
proud.
pretty good.
I promise.
Once again, you missed the point. You have made me proud, Giada.
Thank you. I'm ready. Well, not ready. We have a few loose ends to tie up first. When it comes to the Dream Scourge, we haven't been allowed to acknowledge the problem, much less act on a solution. Today, that changes. I need help from the Animancers around town, but as you can see, I'm an outcast.
Maybe I'll have better luck.
I hope so, because we're running out of options. Manto Pastor is in the workshop due west. He's got an invention that can help us. Elia Rossell is an authority on the undead. Her methods are controversial, but useful. She lives in a cottage southeast of town. And then there's Yvette and Remy, our philosophers. You'll find them at the docks, southeast of Fior.
Cool.
Each of them owes me a favor. Drop my name, and they'll tell you what they know about the Dream Scourge.
What's your theory on the Dream Scourge?
I'd rather not speculate until we have more data.
Fair.
If you have questions, I'm sure the others can answer them. We're about to make history. But first, research.
Okay.
Guessing she's not much of a hunter.
Cool.
Might want to get extra rations next time we go shopping.
All right.
Godlike, Imperial Envoy, Researcher.
Then we got every quest that we can do here.
Assistant. Who knew?
So Cohh, have you figured out how to play KCD2, Avowed, and Like a Dragon starting tomorrow?
So tomorrow we are doing a sponsored stream for Like a Dragon from 8 to 10. After that, I am putting Yakuza down until we finish Avowed and KCD2 and Monster Hunter Wilds. After that, my plan is to do Yakuza. That is the current plan. Subject to change, but that is the current plan. So I'm trying to finish games before I start big new playthroughs. I don't know if we'll continue from the 2 hours or start new when we do. Not sure. But that is the current plan. Yeah. Marvick says, have you considered dropping every other responsibility you have? Every minute of every day? Yes. Are you playing Monster Hunter Wilds? I am. Very much so. I'm looking forward to it. Big time. Alrighty. Elia. Yvette and Remy. Okay. The last one's in there somewhere. Let's go talk to these guys. So tomorrow will be Yakuza plus Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 or Yakuza plus Avowed. Yakuza into KCD 2 And then maybe even some Avowed as well. We'll see. I may do the coveted rare tri-stream. 3 different games in one streaming experience. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not sure yet. We'll see. I know. Crazy. Insane.
My farmhands are very affectionate. Feel free to pet them if you like.
For the record, that's her zombie farmer she's talking about. Giada wants your opinion on the Dream Scourge.
Giada Castel wants my professional opinion. What an honor. I have a few theories, but no firm conclusions. I have to ask, is it true? Did Vidaro kick her out of town?
I believe banished was the word he used, probably to make it sound official.
That's our governor for you. Self-righteous even in his own ignorance. Very well. I'll tell you what I know about the Dream Scourge. But first, I need some help around the farm. I'm up to my ears in chores around here, and the Revenants can only do so much. They can't do complicated tasks, you see. Anyway, I'm afraid the time has come to put down poor Silvo.
About Silvo. If you're talking about the Revenant in your barn, I already killed him.
You did? That was quick.
It was.
Poor Silvo. He was a bright young Revenant, but a very old man. Thank you for giving him peace.
Whoops. You promised me some... You gonna be alright?
I'll be fine. I've lost so many Revenants over the years, and I'm always such a wreck afterward. So, the Dream Scourge. I've been keeping an eye on the readings from my fields. This plague, as we know it, is a recent development. But I believe whatever causes it is older by far. Maybe even as old as the living lands. The exotic plants and animals, the twisted landscape, the Dream Scourge. They have a common ancestor. There's something about the essence in the living lands that's different from anywhere else I've seen.
Whoa. We need to find the source of the difference if there's any hope of stopping it.
But how to find something so well hidden? Can something so metaphysical even be found? Not to get too superstitious, but in these troubled times, the arrival of a godlike is no coincidence. You are meant to be here.
I am the protag.
Toward what end? Only you can say.
Okay. What if it has something to do with the entity tethered to my soul?
Seems a little far-fetched.
Think so?
Then again, what isn't these days?
I don't know.
You're a godlike, so anything is possible. Perhaps your nature will grant you more answers.
Fascinating. I'm sure Giada will be interested to hear this.
Well, I'm happy to give her some good news for a change. You and Giada are going to shake things up. As for me, I'll be keeping a close eye on my flock.
Oh, and
Okay.
thank you for the nightmare fuel. I really have been sleeping entirely too well lately.
Wow.
I'm remembering why people find this place unsettling.
Yeah. It is a little weird. Let's talk to our dudes real quick. Elming says, Cohh, you're giving subs. I might have sniped a VIP or two. Hi.
Envoy? Well, that was interesting, right? The woman arguing about the crops failing? So much for your vegetables, Envoy.
Maybe this is something we can help with.
Yep. I had a feeling you might say that. Anyway, there's clearly more going on here than a bunch of animancers sitting in dusty labs doing whatever they do all day. Beyond that, nah, I can't help you. Call me when you're back to facing real danger. Right, changing the subject.
Is that it?
You too.
Cool. All right, I think we're good with Marius. What about you, sir?
I hope you're ready to sleep with one eye open, because I doubt Ludwig sleeps at all.
Oh. This is after we murdered all those people. Yeah, whoops.
And after the send-off you gave the Steel Garrote squad in that cave, she'll have it out for you.
Steel Garrote are violent fanatics. I couldn't leave Emerald Stair at their mercy.
I've got a feeling you've spared a lot of people more grief than they'll ever know. Normally, I'm not big on turning on your own, but the Steel Garrote take their beliefs too far. I'm glad you didn't let them do it here.
Thanks, guy.
Don't let it go to your head. Your kind of clarity is rare. To know in the moment what you've got to do and do it, I envy that.
You could have left me for dead, but you carried me to Liviana's, right?
Kai's always doing things to help others, no matter the cost. It's going to get him killed one day.
You two are gonna make me blush.
Oh.
And purple's not my best color.
Death flag? No, no death flag.
But, thanks. Just be on the lookout. The Steel Garrote isn't likely to forgive and forget.
Cool.
I'll be here if you need me.
I think we are caught up. No, that means he has something else, right?
I still can't believe it.
Yeah.
Dorso was betraying her brothers-in-arms, all in the name of saving Emerald Stair. At least she got what was coming to her.
Oh. She couldn't get away with that, man.
I agree. It's just sobering to think she got to the point where murdering her own felt right. How do you keep yourself on the right path, especially when there's so much at stake?
You just have some hard lines.
Maybe. But I've seen better soldiers than Dorso cross lines you can't come back from.
What's this about?
I saw this in Rauatai's campaign in the Deadfire. You start out with purpose. You're fighting alongside your brothers and sisters, battling pirates and slavers, bringing civilization to a lawless, divided land. But then, you're breaking up villages, turning tribes against their rivals. It gets messy, fast.
This is different. Deadfire was the Juanas for centuries. The living lands haven't belonged to anyone since the godless. What are you trying to say?
Empires are hungry, Envoy, and they devour their own, too. Don't let your allegiances turn you into something you can't live with. Night, Envoy. You know, I've heard dueling is popular in the Valian republics. You wouldn't think a public argument could feel as brutal, but I'll be damned if Giada didn't draw blood.
She had to make her point Vidar was being unreasonable. It's kind of excessive. Yeah. But she's making a point.
No doubt. That's why I admire the resolve. Living Landers can be contrarian and combative. That's what sends a lot of us here in the first place. But it's still hard to swim against the tide with your own people, especially when it means getting them to face a hard truth.
Indeed, court is full of flatterers trying to win favor by telling others what they want to hear.
You make the wild sound downright peaceful by comparison. I'm impressed at anyone who can survive that, or break out of it, like Giada. She knows who she is and what she believes.
I feel quite
She's
hungry.
got more clarity
You
and
look quite
conviction than I
thirsty.
had at her age.
She has more clarity than you have now.
Hey, I am a willing victim of my own delusions.
I like that line. Oof. Losing home is hard, especially when your home doesn't love you back.
Sometimes that just makes it easier.
Hey, don't worry. We're talking about Giada's situation.
Right. Like, what did you think I was talking about?
Anyway, this can't be an easy time for Giada, but I'm glad to have her on our side.
Let's talk about something else.
What's on your mind?
I think we're good.
Nudge me if you hear anything in the woods.
Does this voice actor get typecasted as Blue Companions a lot? That's a good point. I had not considered that. Let's take a look at our upgrades before we go. To get our main weapon, our sword up, we need a lot more Admis and 5 more white steel. Oh, we do have a good amount of here. That might be doable. Oh, it's doable. Okay. Bam. But now we need... Whoa. Oh, wait, that's the wrong thing. Now we need Corrupted Adra. Corrupted? Why do we need Corrupted Adra? That seems... Huh. We could also go ahead and upgrade our... Yeah, we might as well do this. Well, actually, maybe this. Yeah. Better. Okay. Oh, Ryan. Oh, Ryan. Dude, I appreciate the question. So, I try to keep it so you don't have to sub to either of them. Like, we try not to do any, too much of the non-sub stuff. We don't do sub mode or anything like that. So don't worry about that. Really, whatever I tell people is whichever channel you watch more. So most people watch one of them significantly more. Just sub wherever it makes sense for you. Yeah, none of them really like benefit me better or anything like that. But I appreciate the thought, and it's just wherever you watch more. Okay. Appreciate it. Oh, I can make this. Oh, so that means I could start buying. Well, we need 6. Oh. Okay. We're gonna have to start buying that whenever we see it. We can also break down a bunch of uniques, but I don't know if I want to do that. I don't like the idea of that. I could break down a bunch of spellcasting uniques because I'm not going to use magic this run. Is V Rising worth 30 bucks? If you like that kind of game, 1000% yes. Yeah, V Rising is great. Back for more?
The bars stifle us. We cannot recall when last we spoke. Hollow faces in a line. What has come of this place?
The situation in Fior is dire. Someone needs to help them.
A hand of generosity, or a gauntlet of steel. We feel them. They bend and hone the essence of the earth. They draw from our veins like a well. What are these rituals?
It's called Animancy.
A new tongue. An unfamiliar name. A harvest grows. The dead rise. What do they hope to achieve?
This is kind of weird because, I mean, I agree with, like, the top 3. I mean, 2 is pretty apt with the zombies. But, I mean, so is 3 with the crops.